What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 3, where we had All For One versus All Might. Whew. Now, guys, I did also film a live reaction to this episode because I just had to, because I heard from the way Chi was talking about the episode itself was phenomenal, fantastic, and it looks like shit's gonna hit the fan next week. Judging from the preview, shit's gonna hit the fan. The bits and pieces that were in the PV that were in this episode, I can tell that shit's gonna go down next week. This is probably going to be probably some of my favorite episodes of the season, probably the whole series as a whole. With this, because we're probably gonna get a little bit more of the duel between All For One and All Might. It'll probably be a lot more personal, with All Might, and all that shit. So yeah, next week it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. So yeah, and also guys, the East, for as far as E3 goes, before I begin, I'm gonna do that after I'm done with my reviews. I'm done with SEO and Persona 5. Then I'll work on, because I actually haven't watched EA's press conference at all. I haven't looked at social media, so yeah. So yeah, we'll do that later. Hopefully, we might also be going to movies later today. Hopefully. Anyway, to the review, to this episode, to the legendary episode itself. So we started off after we left off last week with All Might, of course, not being able to say Baku, even though he was right in front of him. Still a voice act. But that's like the one time I gotta say the sub was better than the dub was when All Might said no. I'd say the sub was a little bit better than the dub and all, but I still prefer the dub. The voice act from the dub this week, amazing, great work, Chris Sabat. Excellent work, Chris Sabat. Anyway, so. So we start. After we failed, we see them, and everyone else starts. Once everyone else starts, getting hit with this mist or whatever you want to call it, that All For One's using to teleport their guys out of there. The other heroes try to stop them, but they can't. And then we got Endeavor up there on the front, on the ground, taking down all these Nomus and shit. And All Might's like, hey, you okay? You okay? And there's like, worry about your own responsibilities, you fool. I'm like, well, fuck you too, asshole. So then we're back to we're All For One. I gotta say, All For One's theme. I didn't talk about this in my last week's review, but I gotta say, All For One's theme, that opera music. Mwah! Excellent work there, Studio Bones. Fantastic choice of music. We see where we let over Betsy, where everyone is on the floor. We find out what happened to Betsy. She actually, with his quick thinking, managed to get everybody at once. All For One used that big giant attack he was going to use. He managed to get everyone out, and it looks like, and then All For One started great quick thinking there, Betsy. That's why you're the number 4 hero. Blah 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 blah. And it looks like he kills him, because he stabs him right in the stomach area. There's blood everywhere. So I'm assuming he could actually probably kill him, although he might just try. Otherwise, yeah, he ain't walking from that one for some time. So then we get back to Deku. And crew. They're still just frozen in fear, like we saw them last time. Where Deku was on the verge of vomiting. Well, they all felt like they died in that moment. And Deku starts making a move, but Ida stops and be like, "Nah, man, you ain't moving." And so then after that, we see everyone teleport back in there, and they're like, oh, blah, blah, that stuff was disgusting. Hey, All For One, Bako, he still ain't. But then we see Bako actually go on the offense. He's like, nah, you guys ain't taking me. So he tries his best to get away, and then that is when All Might shows up. And then we get the duel of a lifetime: All Might versus All For One. And throughout the fight, you can see All Might kind of I guess rubbing his lips, and coughing, because you could tell, because we know before, All Might, the man doesn't only have to go about an hour. He can do in his I guess you could say buff form, his buff form of as All Might. He only has about an hour he can actually do that, and I believe it's an hour. So throughout the episode, you see him kind of doing that, rubbing against blood or whatever, just checking. So you can tell that the man's starting to run a little on time by the time he faces off All For One. And, the art, and when they first saw, All For One, just straight up, holds back All Might's punches with his bare fist. I mean, All For One, that man is not to be messed with. that man is not to be messed with. And then he also tells Shigaraki and the other guys just get out there, use Kokoro to get out there because he can't do his teleport. He can't do it himself because he just learned this teleporting power thing. He just learned it, so he can only get people from to and from where he is. So he's just so he for instance has Kokoro do it just because or Kuroguri to do it themselves because he has much better control and he can of his wormholes or black holes or whatever they're called. We also find out that actually the dude with the glasses, his quirk is magnetism. Yes, we got Magneto up in here. And throughout the fight, because oh my god, the fight, between All Might and All For One, the fight was legendary. Because throughout this whole fight, we got All Might is not going full power. He's holding back because there are civilians and Bakugo there. So I assume that if All Might just went ham, no restraints, no the gloves are off, no restricted, no nothing, he could probably demolish the whole city. With just All For One and All Might just battling, just going at it. They could probably destroy the whole city, or at the very least send Bakugo flying across the city into maybe a different city in Japan, or maybe hell across the freaking island. Because we saw in season 1 the man could change the weather. So All Might, he's very powerful. So throughout the fight he's as well as trying to save Bakugo. But of course you got All For One using this. I don't even know what the hell is this. This red glowy quirk thing that can make people use their quirks even when they're unconscious. I don't even know what the hell this thing is even called. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie or something. I don't know. So throughout that whole fight, All Might's trying to get to Deku, or All Might's trying to get to Bakugo. And Deku's kind of chilling in the background until he figures out actually a plan to get Baku out there. So while All Might's trying to fend off against All For One as well as to get back Bakugo, but he can't really do it when you got all of the members of the League of Villains over on Bakugo. Then you got All For One trying to take down All Might. So All Might's not really doing it. So All Might's kind of struggling in this fight. And another thing I forgot to mention, actually, when the fight just started, when they clasped for the first time, they were and All Might was holding down his fist. All for One was holding down All Might's fist. All For One actually noticed that All Might has gotten weird because he said it was only 5 kilometers from the bar to here, and it took you at least 30 seconds to get here from when I sent out the no moves. So he knows he's gotten weaker. So, whew, man, next week's gonna be interesting. Anyway. So while Bakugo's trying to trying to get away from the League of Villains, All Might's trying to take down All For One while trying to get Bakugo at the same time. Deku then finally comes up with a plan, and his plan is for getting Bakugo is for Deku and Ida to pretty much with Ida's engines going full throttle. Deku using All For One to and take Kirishima, who will be using his hardening to break down this wall they're at, and just get as much speed as they can. Then Todoroki's gonna use his ice to just have him slide up it, and then he's gonna tell Kirishima to go, grab out his hat, tell you, come here, get over here, Bakugo, because, and I kind of see where Deku's logic is in this, because Deku said, he would because, because throughout season 1, season 2, we have seen, Bakugo and Kirishima, form somewhat of a bond as friends, and I can understand what he's doing, why he would want, Kirishima doing instead of him, because even though Deku and, Bakugo have much more history together, we know Bakugo kind of hates Deku. He was bullying him throughout the majority of his life and straight up told him to kill himself in season 1. And, he doesn't have much of any experience, doesn't really have much interaction with, Ida, doesn't really know Todoroki, he's kind of at odds with Todoroki, and so Kirishima's the guy he, knows as much and actually kind of, I guess you could say, likes the most out of the whole crew that he'll at least let on, because, we know he doesn't really like Deku all that much, because, he hates the fact that he, looked down on him for when he was trying out for help in season 1, then, of course, hiding his, saying, he hiding his quirk in season 1, Bakugo's kind of, a little too paranoid. And which aggressive, so he does that. He asks Kirishima to, grab my hand, and then Bakugo just flies up like a rocket ship, and grabs on his hand. They manage to get away. That's when we see the fat dude over there using his magnetism to try and help them to get the dude, to get a couple of guys up there. I forget who exactly they were. To get up there, grab them. They can't really get, because that's actually when Mount Lady comes in, headbutts them. So she kind of gets a nice little redeem moment after she hasn't really shown much on why she's really here much of a hero. So that was cool. And then we actually see Gran Torino shows up to take care of the rest of the guys. And he also tells, and then, then the portal opens, and then, Shigaraki and the other guys, they get drawn in there. So they're out of the way. And then we're back to the fight. And actually, we're back to the fight. And, he tells, you're still holding back. You're still holding back because there's still civilians that you're there. And it goes about, how dare you? What is with you and your villainy over there? Like, these people are just trying to do... I'm obviously paraphrasing right now. It's like, they're just trying to live normal lives, and you're over here wrecking shit. And actually, so then All Might goes in for like a punch, and then he actually ends up punching Gran Torino. Keep on, the man's old. How he's not dead after that punch, I don't know. But he manages to grab him, get him out of the way. He kind of just holds him while he tries to go at it again. To go out and punch All For One. This time he lands it right in his face, cracking his mask. We still don't see his face. We still don't see All For One's face. It's like covered by All Might's fist. And then he talks about, and then Gran tells him, your time's up. And then we see kind of like this half thing on his face, where, half of his face is like, of his true self, when he's like, kind of like, all skinny and scrawny. And the other side's when, he's this big muscular form, All For One, or All Might, I should say. And, All For One tells like, oh, I've heard that before. Your time is up. And then he talks about the person that had One For All before him. Her name was Nana Shimura. And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that actually Shigaraki's real last name? Shimura? I could be wrong on that, and I might just be mishearing what his real last name was when he said it at the end of last episode, but I'm pretty sure that was actually Shigaraki's real last name, so which could mean that actually Shigaraki's mother was the previous whole One For All. I could be wrong on this, and I could just, I'm just misremembering, because I'm pretty sure that's actually what Shigaraki's real last name was Shimura. I could be wrong on that. And that's where the episode ends. Ooh, man, like I said, guys, this episode was lit. You can guys check out my reaction. You guys just see how, I'm just amazed by this episode. The dub. And the music, excellent job, worked by Studio Bones. Art animation, spectacular as always, fantastic. Voice acting from Funimation, from the dub. I'm sure the Japanese audio is also fantastic as well. So overall, I give this episode a 10 out of 10. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me, scan on Twitter if you feel. Please just below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.